Hi, I'm Thomas the Hermit, and I'm over at a community center that's not too far from Sacred Heart. It's only about a 3-4 minute walk, and I'm over here, and the topic that I'm discussing right now is how do you know that when you are praying to God? Now you think about that. Have you ever thought about that? Now, there have been many people misled by demons into thinking that they were following God when indeed they were following a demon. And the most notable, of course, happened here in Waco, Texas, where I'm now residing. And that occurred because David Koresh thought that he was some sort of a messiah or something. I'm not going to get into the details of what that entails or argue about it, but he clearly thought that he was something special from God. Now that can happen to any one of us. How do we prevent it from happening, and how do we know that the experiences that we are having are from God? Well, I've got some bad news for you. You cannot know that your experiences are purely from God. The discernment of spirits becomes very important. It says in John, discern the spirits to know which are from God. The discernment of spirits entails, is it from me, is it from God, or is it from the demonic? Now, some things can be fabricated by our own psychology. That's a very scary thought. We can make up things in our own mind, and we can make projections and create illusions that God is talking to us. This is a very dangerous thing to be doing. So is it from me, is it from God, or is it from the demonic? This is the discernment of spirits. Now, what is the best approach? The safest approach that I have found to pray is to pray in front of the Blessed Sacrament. The Blessed Sacrament, of course, is Christ truly present. Body, soul, divinity, He is truly there. So when you pray with your heart in front of the Blessed Sacrament, that's pretty safe, but it's not foolproof, because we lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves constantly, and because we lie to ourselves, we have to be very, very careful about what we are doing in our inner person. Does my inner person desire the will of God, or do I desire something else? Do I desire fame? Do I desire power? Do I desire money? These pursuits can trap the person into following a false God, even though they think they are following Jesus Christ. There have been other people, and there are many, many people, and they're very infamous, besides David Koresh, who thought they were following God and ended up even killing a bunch of people. So this is a very serious thing. And people who are caught up in their own spiritual vision, in their own spiritual understanding, without the community, without the church, can be of great danger to everyone. So, is my heart resolute upon Christ? I need to start here. Is my mind focused? Am I willing to subject my mind to God? Not what I think, but to learn what God thinks. Am I willing to submit to that? Am I willing to submit my will to what God's will is? All of these internal attitudes affect the prayer that we have. Ultimately, prayer is a faith pursuit. It's not a pursuit of surety. We can be sure of God, but we can't be sure of ourselves. So with that in mind, humility becomes a bedrock into seeing God in prayer. Now, I know that's a scary one because we all know that we are all full of pride, you know? And if we're really not full of pride, we're scared that we're full of pride. And pride creates a terrible blindness about what we are doing and whom we are praying to. There's one more way of discerning that you can also apply, which is, what is my experience? Is the experience that I'm having of a holy being, a pure being, a loving being, a truthful being? All of these, of course, will be the mark of God. If my experience is involved in any sort of lying or deception, or it's trying to entice me into a pursuit of power or self-aggrandizement, then it's probably of the devil. On top of that, if I'm pursuing my own self-interest, that's probably coming from myself. In any case, how do you know you are praying to God? By faith, by hope, and by love, pursue God with a pure heart, and you will find Him. This is Thomas the Hermit. Say a prayer for me. I am praying for you. I'll talk to you later.